You're watching Extra Throttle House. I'm Thomas.
And I'm James.
And this is the extra channel that's extra to the main channel.
More casual approach.
Yes, that's the whole idea. This is a Corolla.
Yeah, you can't get more casual than a Corolla.
Well, you can by making it the
Apex Edition.
Apex Edition.
Yeah. Why is it not called the TRD Edition?
We don't know.
Because Apex is new, and it comes with a slightly ugly logo. Yes. But it also comes with some pretty cool aero kit. So it has a redesign, it has a racing aero kit all around. It has redesigned fog lights with this bronze accent
downforce.
For downforce, yeah.
Yeah.
We've got the bronze accent continues there on those new side skirts.
I like this bronze.
It's all blacked out. There's a rear spoiler. There's an aggressive exhaust. Oh, and you get the two-tone paint, so you get a paint.
Oh, you mean they plasti dip the badge for you?
It's all blacked out.
Okay.
All the accent stuff.
Yeah.
And then the color, and this is some real genius from Toyota.
Yeah.
It's called cement.
That's the name of the color?
Yeah. You know how some people
Cement?
insult?
Yeah, insult.
They insult the Porsche colors for the chalk or whatever it is. They say that just looks like primer.
Yeah.
So Toyota have just leaned into that.
Yeah.
They're going, yeah, it's cement. And
Cement.
it comes with the black roof as well.
Oh.
It isn't any faster, but it does have some performance upgrades.
Well, we'll drive it in a second. We'll talk about that, right? But I mean, what do you...
Oh, lighter, cooler wheels that apparently cool down the brakes better.
And make the ride worse, probably. Okay, so I think this is maybe a little bit overstyled. For it to not be an actual kind of hot hatch. It's not a hatch. You can get a hatch. Can you get the Apex in a hatch?
Don't ask me questions.
We didn't study up. I don't even know.
Yeah, no, you can't.
Probably can't.
No, you can't.
The director's shaking his head.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's a wing.
It's a Chav Corolla.
Do you want to drive it? All right,
you drive it.
I'll drive.
Yeah.
I'll drive. Okay. Okay, driving 169 horsepower from a 4-cylinder.
151 pound-feet of torque.
Wow, those are naturally aspirated numbers.
They are naturally aspirated.
You know what?
Numbers.
And I like that. By the way, in case you're wondering, normally, wow, that's really wet. Throttle House is usually higher production than this, but
yeah. Although I have to be honest,
Throttle.
it is quite relaxing to just have us in the car, one camera.
Very simple.
Low effort.
I'm trying to not get the only other camera we have rolling completely covered in mud.
Yeah, so it's a very snowy day today. This is proof that tyres are more important than drivetrain. That's what today proves.
Oh yeah, like just a
good
good set of snows does everything that you could possibly
we're on
need.
Blizzaks right now.
Are we?
Yeah.
Okay.
But normally the Apex gets specific summer tyres.
Okay, so I want to say a couple things. First of all, this has the manual transmission.
Yes.
Okay.
Not the CVT.
Not the CVT, thank God. And is there even a question? Do you just get the manual?
If you're going for the Apex, I don't know why you would then get a CVT.
That doesn't make any sense, right? Like this is a really good manual transmission.
I'm not sure how much the Apex makes sense at all.
Well,
it's almost $5,000 extra.
That's a lot.
It's 47% stiffer in the front, 33% in the back. Those numbers might be the wrong way around. I think they are. Sorry, 33% stiffer in the front, 47% stiffer in the back.
Of the spring rate, you mean?
Yeah. So no, it's stiffer. Yeah, it's just stiffer.
Oh, I see. Okay.
So we've got new bump stops, new
sway bars are stiffer.
Sway bars.
Yeah.
And thicker anti-roll bars.
This has like it has like old school hot hatch feel to it, where you gotta rev the pee out of it to do it.
But who wanted a stiffer Corolla?
I don't know, somebody who wants a stiffer Corolla, like you want the sportier version of it.
You're paying a real premium for it.
You're paying a real premium, but
20% more.
That's a lot of money. 20%. And we're into GTI territory.
Yeah. Yes, almost. The GTI is 33. This is 27.
Okay, that's a big in this class of car. That's a big jump. But I mean, the GTI has a diff in the front now in all trims.
Yeah.
And this doesn't. So it's got the one wheel peel when you stomp on it around a corner. But it does a couple things really, really well.
Seats are comfy?
Yeah, the seats are comfy. It's just fun to rev.
Yes.
Right? Because it gets like loud and it's got like a kind of a throaty exhaust too.
Yeah, if you've got a Toyota 86 and you don't want to say goodbye, if you need to go practical and you don't want to say goodbye to
like a revvy four-cylinder?
Yeah, revvy naturally aspirated four-cylinder.
This might be the way to do it.
This is probably the way to do it.
Okay, the other thing too is...
But no power upgrade with the Apex.
There should be at least a little bit. It's not easy to do a power bump though, and it's not really
But Toyota love doing everything but. Right? That's what the TRD is now.
Yeah.
It's everything.
Everything but. A bunch of plastic cladding.
This is overstyled.
Yes.
Over stiffened. It's harsh.
The ride is pretty harsh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even now, I'm just bouncing.
Yeah, I think that the spring rate, it does have different dampers too. But what they didn't do is perfectly tune that damper to that spring because we're getting a lot of like chop.
It has unique track-tuned suspension.
Does it?
But for what?
I don't know, for fun. Like, maybe this would be a fun little autocross car with the right tires. You could kind of chuck it around. This is a good, like, first sporty manual car. It's safe. It's not going to bite you. Yeah. Even when you turn the traction control all the way off, it's still kind of
I think you're giving it too much credit. I think this reminds me how good a Corolla is. For 23 grand.
Yes.
I don't know if I'd spring for the Apex.
Turn off. Why is it not turning off? Anyway, listen.
And it has rev matching, by the way.
Does it?
Yeah. It's not activated right now, but it does do it.
You know what it doesn't have? Rev hang. Shifting is really smooth. We need to dwell on this for a second. There's not very many manual cars nowadays. All right, going to go back down into first.
Plenty of power.
It's fine. There's not many manual cars nowadays that you can do this with, other than a Miata. And shift.
Shifting at 7,000 RPM there.
Done. Yep. And no lurch.
No,
done.
It's good.
Right? No lurch, like, because the revs drop quickly in between gears. It's a fun manual. Also, it's really well gated. The clutch is kind of springy.
Yes, it's a Corolla.
But the clutch is intuitive.
But with that, great visibility.
Great visibility,
Plenty of space. Yeah. Really practical. Reliable.
Yeah. But here, watch this now. With the stiffer and the different spring rates, it kind of rotates a little bit. Hold on to your lunch, Engelsman. Okay, I'm gonna go in. A little bit of brakes. Rear comes around a tiny little bit, and then we've almost understeered off the road. But it's fun. Like, it's fun. The car feels light.
I still don't think it takes on a Civic in terms of how it drives. A Civic Sport Touring, which is admittedly I think a couple of grand more.
The steering in the Civic Sport Touring is better, but I mean this is still a fun car. It feels very. The problem is that what Toyota doesn't do is like aggressively innovate and try and push things forward. Yeah. They just focus on making sure that the cars that they have made are really, really reliable.
And this infotainment.
Oh, it's poop.
It sits very high up in your vision.
Yeah, and this screen over here, the dashboard, is completely unreadable in almost all lights.
And this is the king of Corollas. This is the SE Apex. I think you can Apex an XSE as well for the slightly fancier interior stuff. But
can you Apex an Apex? That's the question. Okay, this is a completely fine everyday car. However, unless you're really planning on autocrossing, it's your only car, just get the normal Corolla with a manual.
Yes.
Yes, if you can get the normal Corolla with a hatch and a manual in that blue, great car. And you can make your own mods to it if you wanted.
Absolutely.
You want to put like coilovers in it or something and ruin the ride.
This suspension will have you apologizing to your passenger a lot.
Yeah, it's not as bad as some kind of, like, for example, if people that are watching know a Focus RS, this is way more nicer. It's way more nicer. Wow, one takes on Throttle. It's a much nicer, softer ride than a Focus RS. It's not nearly as bouncy. Road noise is adequate as well.
I like it for everything that it is a Corolla. The Apex package.
Maybe don't get the Apex package.
Yeah, I can take a miss.
But I can say though, our conclusion from this video is that the Corolla is still great.
Great car.
It's great. Like, it's fun. It's light. It's efficient. We've been absolutely banging on it, and we're doing 8.9 liters per 100 kilometers.
Seeing as this is extra throttle house, we can get one more question, one layer deeper.
Yeah.
Corolla, Mazda 3, Civic. You got it. Kill one, marry one. Seriously though.
Oh yeah, interesting. That's actually a difficult one. I think this is a better car to live with than the Mazda 3 because there's just so much more space on the inside. That's not true.
The interior, for the driver, the Mazda's just as good, and the interior is nicer.
I like the steering in this better than the Mazda.
Yeah.
I like
I would kill the Civic, marry the Toyota for reliability and comfort and practicality.
Okay.
And then that means I would end up in bed with the Mazda 3.
I guess that makes sense. Because it's so pretty. It's pretty.
Yeah.
That's actually a pretty solid conclusion. I feel like if I tried to push this anymore, we would just end up rambling.
Yes.
So we should probably end here.
You've been watching Extra Throttle.
Is that our new ending?
To your regret.
Is that the end of it?
We don't have an ending. That's the trademark of Extra Throttle House is we don't know how to